to the Content Playbook. This is the podcast where we dive deep into the world of content creation. I am your host, Riso2, and today we're diving into the exciting world of fashion content creation. Whether you're an aspiring fashion influencer, a seasoned blogger, or just someone who loves to stay stylish, this is the episode for you. Creating fashion content has become more accessible and more popular than ever with platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and blogs. Anyone with a passion for fashion can share their style with the world. But where do you start? What makes compelling content? And how can you stand out in a crowded space? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about finding your niche. The fashion world is vast, so narrowing down your focus can help you attract a dedicated audience. Are you into sustainable fashion, high-end luxury brands, street gear, plus-size fashion? By identifying your niche, you can tailor your content and to attract like-minded followers who share your interests. Next up, creating high-quality content. In fashion, visuals are everything. Invest in a good camera or a smartphone with a quality camera. Lighting is crucial, so shoot in natural light whenever possible, or invest in a ring light. Pay attention to your background and setting. Keep it clean and stylish to complement your outfits. One pro tip: consistency is key. Post regularly at optimal times where your audience is most active. Use analytics tools to track your engagement and adjust your posting schedule accordingly. Now, engaging your audience is another crucial element. Respond to comments, ask for feedback, create interactive content like polls or Q&A questions or sessions. The more you interact with your followers, the more loyal they become. Authenticity is everything. Today's audience are savvy and can spot an inauthentic content from a mile away. Stay true to your personal style and voice. Share your passion, your fashion journey, including the highs and lows, and don't be afraid to show your personality. Now, make sure you have good collaborations, because collaborations and networking can significantly boost your reach. Partner with other fashion influencers, brands, and photographers. Attend fashion events, both online and offline, to build relationships to increase your visibility. To help with inspire everything that's going on, we're having a guest come on to talk about how their fashion line and what inspired them, challenges and everything. So make sure you keep listening. All right, this is the Content Playbook where we discuss different content creations by different people. We have our first guest here today. We know that creation is a diverse field and can consist of lots of different things. So, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you create, the content you create?
Well, what to do, family? It's your girl, the baddest AB, and I am just your around the way girl. I am a fashion consultant. I specialize in fashion styling and fashion design, or custom design rather. My brand is called the Baddie Collation, like collations in the scriptures. And my brand is all about protection and 444. Basically, what I do is I mix spirituality with fashion. Um, I am a content creator. I do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, where I just display me either styling with the get ready with me, do story time, talk time. I express my personality because I'm very like bubbly and happy and goofy and funny. So I just like to allow myself to be myself and while showing off my niche, which is styling and custom design.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for coming to the show. I do
Thank you for
appreciate you
having
coming
me.
through.
Thank you for having me.
And, and so let's get into the first. So we want to get into some challenges and rewards of your content. So, what is some of the big biggest challenges that you face as a content creator?
Oh my gosh, it would definitely be like the fear of when I've suffered from social anxiety. I've suffered from social anxiety. So that was like just the fear of being accepted, like putting myself out there, like, oh my gosh, will they like me? Is my content funny? Do people think I'm funny, or is it just me? Like just the fear of judgment overall. But once I realized like I'm not posting for them, I'm just doing this for me, and I changed my perspective. I was able to get over that. I still kind of have a fear because I'm very non-confrontational. Like I don't like to make people upset. I don't want to go out there and see what she's barking at. Yeah, so that was one of my biggest challenges. Well, one of them. I would also say another challenge was getting my content out there on a consistent basis. Being consistent is hard because you have that drive for like a week and then boom, you forget. Like I haven't posted in like a week or two because Apple thinks I'm about to keep buying storage, and I'm not doing that. I'm just having you can run into errors, and it's just the consistency is an issue too. Like that's pretty much what beginning content creators have. I would say the fear of being accepted for your content and the consistency. But I'm not but ever. However, I am overcoming that fear by just one posting what I think is appropriate for my content, whether it's me posting something spiritual or me posting something that involves fashion. I try to keep it um, in that realm or post like my personality, but or all three. So I try to make sure that I'm keeping it in the same realm so I don't confuse my audience, but also not care if they like. I'm not doing this for you all. I'm doing it for you, but I'm doing it for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely understand that. Like doing podcasting, doing gaming. I stream sometimes, but it's hard when to push that out there. So I definitely. So so what has been most rewarding about getting your content out there?
My gosh, when the people like actually like my stuff, like when I am able to like touch somebody with one of my spiritual messages, or like just seeing like, oh my gosh, I created this album. Like I've shown you guys in class, like my last collection, like getting that reaction was very rewarding. Like my goodness, like I didn't make this in vain. Like I thought about it, prayed about it, sketched it out, and brought it to life, and people really enjoy my designs or my craft. Or if I style somebody, they love the way I styled her. So just seeing like all of this is not in vain and that people really mess with me is rewarding.
That's really good. So what advice would you think to give somebody who's becoming doing what you do?
Know your competition. And I think that's I say that because a lot of people don't take that into consideration. Well, I'll say two things. They don't take that. One, they don't take into consideration their competition. They're just like, I'm trying to post, but you need to see the algorithm of other content creators. And I don't want to say like don't look at them as competition because I don't, but look at them as okay, they're going to this person for a reason. So what are they doing, and what are they not doing? So like you need to look at with what's working. Like okay, that's working. It's going to work over here, maybe. But what aren't they doing that you can sleep like kind of slither your way into to make sure that you get the revenue and the views that you are trying to get. And then two, I'm gonna say it with a quote, but it's kind of self-explanatory. Amateurs wing it, and professionals know their lines. So if you're gonna be a content creator, you need to be practicing, like letting the work on you. And a lot of people just like they go hard for like 30 to 60 days and they don't see the results they want to do or they results that they want to get and they give up. And it's not this is not that. Like you have to be consistent because people don't know you. You know you, but people don't. They like why should I have to stop what I'm doing in the middle of my day and look at your content if you're all over the place or if you're not consistent or if you're going to give up. No. Content, whether you're providing funniness, a niche, helping with a service, giving information, you're providing a service to an audience. So you have to make sure that you're consistent with that delivery or that message, whether it's fashion, whether it's gaming. The people want to see you. The people, why do they need to see you? Why are you worth it? And you do that by one, showing up all the time, knowing your lines, knowing your niche, knowing what the people want to see, knowing how to manipulate the algorithm, knowing what hashtags to use, knowing what type of lighting, the aesthetic, give the people what they want to see, and be great at it in your own way. And that's all I have to say.
That's definitely great advice because you're right. It is a medium, and it's a especially when it comes to anything like gaming or fashion.
Mhm.
You have to put your spin on things because
Mhm.
you want people to notice you. You want people to be like, oh, well, let me see what they're doing. Let me look at what this person is up to. Oh, I like that. I can use that for blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And you're right. Like once you can't be in the funk of, okay, well they didn't pay attention to me here. Let me stop doing what I'm doing
Mhm.
because that's what do a lot of people do is they like, oh, this didn't work for me. Let me try something else. But if it's your passion and you want to do it, you have to keep it going, or else you're gonna keep, like you said, people are not gonna look at, oh, where you started here, now you're all over here. Why are you doing that?
Mhm.
And they're not gonna want to work with you. That's
True.
definitely some great advice.
Because you're not consistent. And then, like, especially if you want to start getting paid from social media, like, I feel like a lot of people who get paid from social media, they use drama tactics or like negative, it's like negative news. And me, I'm very like spiritually led and I'm positive, so it doesn't gain traction as much. But and I'll say this too, even if your niche is not popular or what the masses is doing, standing out is what's going to get you. You may have to work a little harder, so that means you might have to, like me, posting 3 times a day. But if you're in their face and you're pushing positivity or you're pushing whatever you're doing, that's how you stand out to brands. That's how you stand out to the people. Just look at Keith Lee. Nobody was doing what he was doing. And he was just raiding regular mom and pop shops. Now look at him. He's a social media sensation. People rely on his food critics. He's not even a food critic. He's just a person who likes to eat food and rate it.
Yeah.
So continue to do what makes you happy, because again, it's going to stand out. So if yours is gaming, yours is podcast, it's not going to happen overnight. And if it does, great. But let the work on you. And again, amateurs wing it, professionals know their lines.
All right. And it's a thing too. Like you were saying, you have to look at your competition,
Mm-hmm.
see what they're doing, and see if you're offering the same thing or if you're offering something better.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people like to see something better because they're always trying to improve what they're doing. They're also trying to improve what their niche. They're also trying to improve their audience to get more people. And when they see that you're doing something that the current people they're working with aren't, it makes you, like you said, stand out that much
Mm-hmm.
more.
Yes.
So, um, so before we wrap up, where can our listeners and viewers find you at?
Okay, so you guys can find me on TikTok and Instagram at the baddest a well, the baddest AB on TikTok and YouTube, and it's the baddest space all caps AB on YouTube and TikTok. And then on Instagram, it's the baddest underscore AB, and you can find me on Facebook at Abigail Yisrael, Abigail Yisrael, Yisaeail. So, and excuse me, I'm also on LinkedIn at Abigail Yisrael, spelled the same way, and follow my business page, The Baddie Collation, TH4BADVI4 COLL4TION, The Baddie Collation on Instagram. So yeah, that's all my platform information. I can send it to you so you can put it in your link whenever
Definitely.
this. So yes, thank you so much for having me, and I enjoyed my time.
All right. Well, thank you again. Once again, thank you, Baddest AB. Make sure you check her out on all of her social medias. We will provide links below.
Thank you.
Thank you. And there you have it, your quick guide to fashion content creation. Remember, success in this field takes time, creativity, and lots of dedication. Stay passionate, keep experimenting, and most importantly, have fun with it. I'd like to once again thank our guest, the Baddest AB, for stopping through. Thanks for tuning in to the Content Playbook. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast, and leave us a review. Until next time, keep creating and stay inspired.